Welcome to my channel. I hope you have a cup of coffee. I hope you're ready. We're going to be talking about Neptune this morning. And I don't know where Neptune is in your chart, but in my chart, it's in my very first house, and it's in the sign of Scorpio. So, it might be helpful to figure out where your Neptune is, But I'm going to try and help as much as I can with what I've learned on the internet. And then I'm going to do a little spread. I can't go all day with this thing. But, okay. So the first thing I wanted to share with you is the Neptune and Pisces themes. Like I found this, and this is pretty cool because I didn't know about it. So the first one is water is life. Neptune is the god of the seas, and we have damaged our seas for years. On March 7th, 2023, Saturn joins Neptune in Pisces, and this lasts 3 years. Saturn is a hardcore realist, demanding restrictions and sacrifices be made in the name of change. There could be new developments in spirituality, and this particular article was saying like they feel like the new upcoming spiritual thing is astrology. So you might notice yourself getting more interested in that, or like searching it a little more. And then they also talked about altered states of reality. And it talked about how we'd like to escape the harshness while Neptune is in Pisces. And then it talked about the psychedelic mushroom thing and how it's becoming a thing. Like, that's going to get passed, I think. So that is due to Neptune and Pisces. So just so you know, like, it's the planets that move us in certain directions. And I just loved finding this stuff out. So that's how come they're looking at the psychedelic mushrooms for like healing, because we want to fix things. Neptune wants to fix things. There's too much harshness in reality. It's the planet of dreams, So in the area of grief and trauma, Neptune in Pisces forces us to confront our pain, but it also expands our ability to process subconscious triggers and ancient emotional blockages. So that's the other thing. And then as far as the arts are concerned, Neptune blesses the arts, bringing developments in the areas of dance, film, and music. So that's what we have to look forward to. I think this is going on for, Neptune and Pisces has been going on for a long time, but here we are. It's been retrograde, and on December 3rd, it's spinning back around. It's going forward. And this is such good news because Neptune kind of is a foggy kind of planet. Like, it's like you're living in a fog. It's the planet of dreams and healing. So it's going direct in the sign of Pisces on December 3rd. It's also the planet of unconditional love, unconditional everything. Neptune suspends logic, and it allows us to dream of anything being possible. So the retrograde can be seen, can be introspection. So like, when it's been retrograding for a little while, right? And now it's going forward. So the retrograde makes us go inside and do reality checks, and then boom, we're off onto forward movement. It helps us out. So we'll start with the sign of Aries. That was just kind of some general information about about Neptune. But for Aries, it says your life is now in sharp focus. You may have returned to an old habit that you thought you left behind, or danced with an old demon. Don't berate yourself, just focus on getting back to healing. You will also feel a more creative flow. The muse is back. How's that for news for you guys? It's pretty good. Let's see. All right. So now I'm going to just draw a couple of cards and see if this angel spirits, guides, ancestors, archangels, and ascended masters, what would you like to add to the Aries message? Like advice. Like, yeah, advice. Your life is now in sharp focus. You may have returned to an old habit that you thought you left behind, or danced with an old demon. Don't berate yourself, just focus on getting back to healing. Okay, so here we got, so yeah, here's what we got. First of all, we have your darkest fears coming out here. So this is like the 9 of Swords, being up all night, feeling some sort of way, not good. It can be about anxiety, that kind of thing. But look, I mean, yeah, you've been going through that, right? But you've got the Emperor here, bossing up. You're coming out of the shadows. You know why? Because you learned some sort of truth about yourself, Aries. This is what I think you learned, is how important you are in this universe. This is a 7 of Pentacles. In this card here, you see that this Emperor was in the rear of his life, behind, in the shadows. Then he gets this scroll and it allows him to move forward. So it's almost like that fear kept your light from shining, you know, but you're coming out of it. You're walking out of it because you found something out about your value. I feel like you found out about how love touches other people, or you will. Because the other card that came out here is the 3 of Cups. This is about offering love everywhere you go to people. This is what heals you, and it heals them too. It's kind of a double-sided thing. I do see you moving forward. You know, once you go through this healing too, it says, I think I missed this sentence, but you will also feel a more creative, a creative flow. The muse is back, it says. So I feel like you're kind of getting your groove back. You're getting your mojo back. I feel like you're just kind of owning who you are here. You're kind of letting those fears go away. And you know, the Emperor is you, Aries. So I feel like you're really, really kind of coming into your own. Whatever you're working on, like for projects or whatever, I feel like you know, the Emperor is also about taking the lead and like being able to do anything you want with it, like starting your own business, you know, and running with it, right? So that's what I see happening for you, Aries. I feel like this Neptune going forward is just nothing but great news for you. You know, I think like maybe while you were introspecting during the retrograde, you know, you might have learned a lot of things. I think with that big tree coming out with that 7 of Pentacles, I feel like maybe somebody helped you understand like how far reaching your love is, you know. That's what it looks like. So I'm gonna make these super fast today. So let me see, where's my pen at? Thought I had it. So Taurus is next, and so the retrograde was in your 11th house of friendships and technology. You'll get back in your sync with your people as Neptune moves forward. You may feel like expanding your tribe, but you have a solid support system, and they will help you advance and reach your goals. So, so it's in your house of friendships and technology. So you want to have new friends. You want to make room for new friends. That's what the Neptune is doing for you. It's like you're suddenly seeing like, oh, I want more friends. I want a bigger tribe. But then when you look around, you see you already have a solid one, right? The first card coming out is a crown chakra. So this could be a crown chakra opening moment about some things, you know? Yeah. I feel like you're kind of, this, whatever is coming into your crown kind of like broke you out of some kind of sad spot. It looks like three of swords, you know, like something hurt real bad here with this one. You know, it seems like you've been kind of isolating, maybe keeping things to yourself, you know. But I see an end coming to that. Like you're ending this cycle. Whatever you've learned from this crown chakra opening moment, it's like, you just jump right up. You see, you're just jumping right up, all enlightened. You're ending and you're embracing the newness. And you're ready. That's the Fool card there. So you're starting on a new journey. You have actually finished a cycle. You've cleared up some karma. You've balanced the scales, however you want to say it. You know, like you are ready to move on to the next thing. I see you being in really good shape spiritually as well, according to the cards, you know. So let's see here. 12, 25. Now this is for Gemini. So it says, the retrograde began in your career house. You may have felt extra responsibility since June. As Neptune goes forward, it will help you rebalance your professional priorities and lighten the load. Clearly express your boundaries. If you've been struggling to be secure or secure a stable position, something permanent may show up. Be ready and polish up your resume. That's what it says. So this is in your career house, you know. So let's see what the Tarot of the Heart has to say for advice for you. Like here it says, get ready. Get your resume looking good. Something big's happening for you, Gem, in the career. And we can all thank Neptune, right? So let's see what that is. Spirits, angels, guides, ancestors, thank you so much. Okay, so it seems like there's been some sort of deep sadness here. Yeah, almost all sad cards. I see a tower. Something is over, though. I mean, whatever is going on. So, like, this is in your career house. So, you know, I see the first card out is sadness and isolation. So I think you've been in a spot. Something happened to you. Made you super fucking sad. And look at the next three cards here. We got release. This is like having to release something that you've outgrown. This card to me looks like it's like old skin, you know. These could be old ideas, you know. I mean, if you've been sad and isolated here in this Three of Swords, it'd be probably pretty obvious that you might have some old childhood beliefs there, like I'm not good enough, I don't have anything to offer, because that's where we go when we're sad. We really do. We go into this place where we're very negative, very negative about ourselves. Spirit's asking you to just breathe. I mean, you are going to get through this. I feel like could be key to do breathing work. Possibly start some yoga. You know? I mean, just start doing a few breathing things. Deep breathing in all the way, out all the way. Just slow, steady. Focus on that breath for a few breaths and see how your day looks. You know, if something shitty happens, try it again. Because you're rebuilding. I mean, you definitely had a tower moment, you know. It broke you. It did. But every time we have one of these things, I mean, we spiritually evolve, you know. And I hate to keep saying that, sounding like such a bitch, but it's true. We really do. These are the things that move us. Spirit's asking you to the end of this cycle. It's over. Like, you have learned your lesson. I see you releasing it, the old beliefs. I see you working on yourself, breathing your way through it. And this could very well have to do with, like, about your career. So I feel like you have some sort of negativity attached to your value about work, you know. And maybe you just don't really see that you have any value. I kind of totally get that too. I totally get that. And I don't know what it's about for you. Like, if it's just something from your childhood that's just this gnawing idea in the back of your head, you know, and it's hard to let that shit go. It really is, because they just don't, you know, you're like, you know, maybe you want a job at a certain place, but you don't feel like you're qualified. It's probably not true, you know? What are you qualified to do? This whole thing is all about your resume and your work. That's why I'm doing it. I feel like you lack confidence because of the pain that you've been in, right? All right, so next we have Cancer. So here's what it says. What resonates with your soul? The retrograde was in your 9th house of higher truths. When this Neptune goes direct, it will illuminate your authentic desires. As you search for a clear path, you may have gotten more confused. Perhaps because you gave others' perspective more weight than they deserve. Neptune is your dreams, and it will help you to move forward with what feels right for you. I like that. I actually like that. Neptune is your dreams. It's not someone else's. You have to follow what's important to you. I love that. I love that advice. And let's see. We'll pick a couple of advice cards here for Cancer. Spirit's guides. Oh yeah. We got two number 3 cards here, Cancer. We got the Empress card and the Reach Out card, the 3 of Pentacles. I also see moving on. The number 8 card. Yeah. And then the Chariot card, movement. So yeah, I feel like what you're kind of doing is, first of all, the Empress comes out. Nurturing energy. You're a mother. I see 2. Oh my gosh, this is you. I always feel like the Empress is Cancer because you're the mother of the zodiac. So is the movement card. This is the Chariot. So you've come out twice in your reading as far as I'm concerned. And this is about higher truths. This retrograde and then going forward. It's in your higher truth place in your chart, right? So here it says reach out. So I feel like what you might not know is that you have spirit helpers holding you up. I mean, they're literally holding you. You might not know it, but you do. You know, the thing is, they can support you, but they can't really interfere unless you invite them. So if you need help moving through this, because I see a lot of movement, because you've got the 8 of cups as well, like you're moving on from something. Maybe it could be ideas, you know, like this is about higher truth. So it could be also what they're saying, like this is about your dreams, not someone else's. And it says you're putting too much stock into other people's opinions about your dreams. And that's not fair. They're yours. No one else can dream your dreams, you know, if that makes sense. I feel like spirit is moving, doing some movement here with your heart, soul, and mind, kind of like making them all come together here. And the reason I feel like they're doing that is because of what it's saying here. Like you're putting too much stock in what other people think, you know. And I feel like spirit's coming in and saying, "Babe, it's all inside you. You don't have to reach outside yourself for answers. These are your dreams. Neptune is yours, you know, like what are your dreams? Go for it. I want to give them to you." And I do see you doing it. So that's what I see for you, Cancer. I just see it moving really kind of smoothly forward. That's pretty cool. Okay, so now we've got Leo 2037. Okay, so Leo, this is in your 8th house. So when it was, the retrograde could have been hard to get a read on people and situations, because it's like Neptune is sort of like fog, you know, like we get foggy. So it makes it hard to like see the reality of people and situations. So when it turns direct, it's like you're going to get that back, you know. So like your intuition is spot on again. You might have felt a little bit wonky for the last few months because you couldn't see it because Neptune was retrograding. You know, some may find that someone you see as a friend has an ulterior motive. Don't dwell on betrayals. If you don't see a chance for reconciliation, put an end to that bond. So I feel like that's kind of like, you know, like you could have gotten involved in some situation that just didn't, you know, that you couldn't see clear because Neptune was going backwards. So you didn't have your intuition all checked out, you know. So if you've gotten involved in some people with some people who actually have motives, Leo, I feel like when it goes direct, you're going to see it. And I feel like that's when you're just like, I'm done. This is, yeah, I don't know why I didn't see that before. Well, now you do. It's because Neptune was in retro. So I see movement. It's the 7. It's the Chariot card. Could be it's Cancer. I see you seeking. I see you getting into the receiving position, talking to spirit. This is great. I think this forward movement's going to be so good for you. Yeah, I feel like there's movement around your heart. I feel like your heart chakra is opening, as well as your sacral chakra. This could actually be about a love situation, because the Lovers is here, and the heart, and the sacral. So basically what I see here is I see movement between your heart and spirit. I feel like spirit working with you and your soul and your heart, trying to like make them go all the same direction. It's because you're asking. It's because you're asking and you're in the receiving position. You're like, spirit, I need you. You know, I need alignment. I'm not making good decisions. I haven't seen things clearly. Spirit's like, it's okay. We'll move in and out of we'll tie it all up. As soon as that goes direct, you're going to be back to yourself. That's what I see happening. So I do see a couple of chakras you might want to pay attention to. Heart and sacral. This is definitely related to the Lovers. It's also related to family, like your children, your mother, that kind of thing. Hi, Joni. How's it going? Um, so that's what I see. I feel like at the bottom of the deck, I do see moving on and the intuition card. So I feel like, you know, your intuition's been off, but once it's basically saying exactly what whatever I found on the internet says. It says like when it goes forward again, you're going to realize like somebody has a motive. Your intuition's gonna be back to normal, and you're like, fuck, what did I do? What am I doing here? What am I doing in this situation? And I see you just moving on. I feel like you'll be back to your beautiful self in a couple of days, really, you know? So let's see here. 28, 26. All right, so now we're on Virgo. And so the Neptune retrograde has been in your relationship house. May have been very, very hurtful. But you did see somebody show their true colors, and some of it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty at all. Just because one person was a disappointment doesn't imply that you should give up on humanity, though. Don't hold one mistake against someone you adore forever. So, wow, Virgo. When I was writing that down, I was thinking about my son was a Virgo, you know, and he really was kind of like that, like pretty judgmental, and like if you pissed him off, it took a long time. You know, it took a long time for him to not be mad anymore. So yeah, and like if somebody screwed him over, he was pretty much over it. And I have a granddaughter that is exactly the same way. Oh my gosh. So Virgo, what's coming out here is the Magician, the Three of Wands, the Emperor, and the Lovers. Virgo. Okay, so I feel like you're manifesting. Both of these cards are about manifesting. And I don't know if you were, let's see, I feel like, yeah. So maybe what this is talking about is like the Emperor. So I feel like this is saying like, don't hold a mistake against someone. This guy he can be ruthless, the Emperor. So I feel like you are taking the lead, you're manifesting taking the lead in a situation, and I think it's in a love situation. Now I just want to say that the Emperor can be a dick, so be careful. And then here comes the Hierophant card. So I feel like you, even though you have this tendency to like give up on people, humanity, all of that, I feel like what you're learning through that retrograde and whatever this relationship did for you or against you, it taught you something. And I know that because the Hierophant is here. And so you have 4 out of 5 major arcanas here, Virgo. So that's a pretty important lesson. So I would say this, whatever happened in your relationship house through the retrograde is the biggest, hugest lesson. You know, it might be what I see it hitting like for lessons is manifesting, taking the lead as the Emperor, you know, understanding your divinity and standing tall and proud. Also making a healthy choice about love and maybe taking it to marriage, or maybe taking all of your knowledge and turning it into advice, you know, and help for other people with the Hierophant card. This one's about teaching. So that's what I see for you, Virgo. see, Libra. All right, let me see the time. 3:12. All right, so Libra. It says jump back on to the wellness wagon. This retrograde was in the 6th house of self-care. So on December 3rd, ditch the draining vices and recommit to a healthy habit. Your fitness routine could gain momentum, a more challenging workout perhaps. So Libra, this is about your house of self-care. And it's been retrograde for a while. I feel like when it goes forward, I feel like it's still going to be in the self-care house. Yay. So, it's just going to make you want to, It's not like you have to. This energy just kind of moves us in directions that we aren't even aware of. That is why I'm doing these readings. It's not because I think I'm smart, because I don't know about astrology until I look it up. I'm not an astrologist. So I just want you to know that. But I think it's important for every one of us to be aware of the planets, because have you ever just wondered what the fuck was wrong with you? Like, why am I feeling this way? Why did I go back to that old habit? Like I've never, I haven't had a drink in 6 years, and I find myself at the bar. How come? Well, it could have a little to do with the planets. And for you, it could be about this Neptune going in, So this is saying on the 3rd, you're going to want to ditch something that doesn't serve you anymore, something that's draining you. And I think what you're going to do is exchange it for something that's healthy. That's how we transmute energy. So let's say it's, I'm going to use smoking because I smoke and I really want to quit. And so here's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm going to quit smoking, and instead, like, what can I do instead of smoke a cigarette? What can I do that's healthy? One time I thought about doing like a bunch of sit-ups or something. Like every time I want a cigarette, maybe I get down and try and do one push-up or whatever, And it's just not realistic. I won't do that. You gotta make it realistic. So I don't know what it's gonna be. Maybe drink water or something, Like, I don't know. If you guys have any great ideas about what I could transmute that habit with, I would love it. Something that's real, something that's realistic. I also hope it makes me kind of like want to, I hope it, because I am a Libra rising. So maybe I'll just have this sudden urge to go for a walk in the morning instead of smoke. I don't know how realistic that sounds for me. Did I do a... No, I don't think I did I didn't pull cards. I'm all over the place today. Can you tell? Wonder what's going on. Look at my planets today. Okay, Libra. Spirits, angels, guides, give me some messages for Libra on what they can do here to work with this energy when it goes direct. Yeah, healing begins. See? 6 of Swords. This is how spirit, 6 of Swords about spirit moving us into a different energy, into a calmer spot. And there it is. And see what I mean? You see how that works? It's spirit that's like making us look at our habits when it moves through our house of self-care, right? I feel like there's some kind of like maybe some sacral chakra work that might be needing some attention. This could have something to do with somebody that you love. I see. So it could be like about your family, Sacral chakra is about children, it's about lovers, it's about parents, you know, anyone that's directly connected. So what I feel like is, I feel like you're learning strength here. And I feel like you're kind of getting a whole new viewpoint. Look at you. I feel like you're going to get a new eyes from something that happens. It's like you're in this 9 of swords is what it says. So that's like the nightmare card. And I feel like what's happening here is you're like learning strength. I also feel like you're being healed. I feel like you are going to see love differently from whatever's going on. And I think because it's in the house of self-care, I feel like you're going to really start loving yourself. You know, I feel like your heart is opening, is what I think. And the 9, I mean, 9s are about realizing something, you know. And I feel like there's a breakthrough here in this dark night, Libra. I feel like you're going to have a breakthrough. And what are they showing me? The new moon? They are showing me the new moon. I don't know if that has something to do with the new moon. The new moon, let's see. I believe it's the 23rd. I was just reading all that too. Anyway, I think on December 23rd is the new moon. So I wonder if you're going to have some kind of I don't know, realization on the 23rd. Something that makes you see yourself different, see what's around you different, maybe see love different too. Like maybe you just saw it one way and now you're looking at it and you're realizing it's something completely different. It's bigger. It's bigger. And it changes you, Libra. I really think you're going to start loving yourself here. It's in the house of self-care. You're going to pour all that love onto yourself, and that's exciting. I'm excited for you. 37. So Scorpio is next. You do need to start sleeping. I hope you do. All right, so Scorpio. Neptune retrograde is in your romance house. And it's been a really tough for you to get an accurate read on romance since June. You've preferred to wear rose-colored glasses and have gotten a few rude awakenings. As Neptune goes forward, your razor-sharp instincts are in charge again. Don't abandon your quest for true love. Something huge is shifting here. So, wow. So, since it's been kind of retrograding, oh my God, you guys. I slept like shit last night because of that cold. God, I felt like I had spit all over my face. All right. So it looks like that same thing happened to Leo in their reading too. It's like they kind of have been in this foggy place with Neptune and not had their spidey senses doing as good as, you know, one would like them to be, you know. Okay, Scorpio, let's get some quick messages for Scorpio spirit. Okay, so got the 4 wands. That's stability and joy in your family. You've got the devil card, and you've got the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like what you want is, equal give and take and joy and stability in your home. But the problem is really is you're not allowing yourself to actually give your heart away because it's like in a cage. And you're like, fuck off. I have this shit on lockdown. Yeah. But here's what you're meant to do. Here's at the bottom of the deck, the sunshine card. So you're meant to shine. You're meant to do great things and heal people. Yeah, and here's the other card, and I feel like this comes out for you more often than any other sign. But this Seven of Pentacles is about understanding your value. I feel like you're going to. Um, I want to I'm going to clarify here about that, like that heart being all blocked off like that. Like what's the advice for that? How can they work through that energy? Such a beautiful friend who's a Scorpio. So let's see what she can do. And everybody else, what can they do to take their heart out of this cage so they can find this joy and stability? Oh my gosh. So it looks like somebody totally screwed you over in a love situation. And you're just like, you're so overthinking that and you can't get out of it. Like, I feel like yeah, heavy burden. I see the Two of Cups right underneath of it. I see the Emperor peeking out here. What's the advice? Go inside, the Hermit card. Go inside, talk to Spirit about this. They want to help you. They want to help you. They see you struggling and they know that you want fairness. Six of Pentacles comes out again. So, yeah. Tell me how to unblock it. How do they unblock their heart? You do it with Spirit. Nine of Pentacles. So a lot of people think this card is, about independence and being single, and it is. But it's also really, really, to me, I mean, the more important message of tarot to me is always about the spiritual journey. Like, I feel like people come and go in our lives because of the spiritual journey. You know what I mean? Like, it's not so much about the person and how we should behave with that person. It's about what did they teach us and where are we going from here. So that's why I'm asking about what you can do to get out of this. Like something else is like controlling you, basically, is what the Devil card is about. Like you're not allowing your heart to make decisions. You're not allowing your heart to give love or receive. That's a pretty tough spot. I mean, how can you really pull off the Six of Pentacles, equal give and take, if your heart is in a cage? You can't. So here's the advice, like it's all spirit advice. So you got the Hermit card. Babe, talk to me. I'm right here and you're my target. All you got to do is tell me what you want, what you need, and I'll bring it to you. Because I'm right here. The Nine of Pentacles to me is about your relationship with Spirit and knowing that Spirit, like, so what do you want that to be? What do you think Spirit is? Is it your higher self? Is it God? Is it the angels? Is it your spirit guides? Doesn't matter to me. It's all connected. So whoever that bird is up there that's guiding her, it's about that. It's about that relationship and her being so happy and content with it. That's what opens up your heart, and it's not even that, it's opening up to a specific person or anything. It's not. It's about opening up and realizing, like, the bigger picture, like how you're connected in this scheme of things, how we're all connected to each other. And how your higher self or spirit is the way to everything you want, including this freedom, Your higher self knows how to get you there. It knows why you're all blocked off, and it knows how to get you out of it. Your higher self does. And I feel like, you know, you could very well have a beautiful love connection coming in. The Lovers is here. The Two of Cups is here. The Emperor is here. And I just see you mind fucking yourself about someone that did something real shitty. They did something real shitty. It's not a word fight. This is a fucking did something shitty. Okay. 45, 47, Sagittarius. Okay, so for you, the Neptune retrograde was in your domestic house, and it might have clashed with you might be like clashing with people you live with or family, and you're just not finding peace in your space. You want peace, but you can't find it even in your own space. You don't know why. You're clashing with people. On December 3rd, you will find that harmony in your home. Deal directly with conflicts and put them behind you. If you feel like relocating, pack up and move. Your future home could be near water or in a more quiet neighborhood. So you might have some movement coming, Sag. So let's get some messages for Sag. Messages for Sagittarius spirit. So the first, okay, so the first thing I've seen here is that, so there's some conflicts with some people that you live with. Could be roommates, could be family, could be love. I feel like you've had a hard time speaking up about it, and not, you know, you're not really sharing your truth about it, but you will when the retrograde goes forward on December 3rd. I feel like you're moving forward. You have all major arcanas here. I picked 4 cards and they're all major. So Sagittarius, you are really walking a path that you really wanted to walk. So I'm happy for you, and I think it's kind of cool that Neptune is kind of like pushing you in some kind of direction. I feel like you're learning to manifest, you know, what you want. You're making things happen on your own. I feel like you've had a hard time like speaking about how you feel, but on the 3rd I feel like that's kind of like that's movement is going forward, and I think you're going to be able to say whatever it is that you want to say. And I think that you've had like the last, I think it's been in retrograde for like 5 months. I could be wrong, but I think it's 5 months. And I think like you've had several months to be the observer in situations like in your home, with your roommates, with people. And you've been seeing things from other perspectives. So I don't feel, I feel like you've been paying really good attention, and I'm glad that you've been in the observer role. This is the Hangman's card. So maybe you felt a little bit stuck. But this is such a very great card. It's a great energy to have to live through because it changes your life. Because when you're looking at it from another perspective, like, so you're dealing with roommates or family here. Let's say you look at it from whoever you're dealing with perspective, and you're looking at it from where they're standing. And then at some point, hopefully, you look at it from your soul's perspective, from what your soul had planned, what it wanted to do with this life, and where it wanted to go. I feel like that's what you've been observing. I also feel like there's something here, you know, you could be being called to be a teacher of something. Maybe being in the observer role helps you helps you in, like, when Mercury goes forward. I feel like you're speaking your truth here, you know. And I feel like, you know, anytime we go through something and we share it, we are a teacher, you know. Doesn't mean we're actually working at a school or something, but it could mean that. But I think what you're teaching could be someone else. What are you manifesting, Spirit? What are you manifesting? I think maybe you're manifesting some kind of... I think you want to work some things out. I don't think you're ready to just walk away from whoever you're... It's just this retrograde, you know? But if you do decide to move, because you do have conflicts, you are observing from other places with this card, and if that's what you choose to do, I mean, the energy is to just go for it. Pack up and go, Sagittarius, if that's what you feel moved to do. We need to listen to those nudges. Your soul knows. Our soul knows where it's going. We just have to listen, right? 5124. So Capricorn, let's see. Capricorn, the retrograde was in your communication and cooperation house. So this may have shown you wishy-washy people, flakiness, and when it goes forward on the 3rd, this smooths everything out, right? And there's better personal interactions, and then this leads to an easier way of working with others. That's what I see it happening for you. Like, I feel like communication and cooperation has been foggy and stuck for you, and when it goes forward, it's going to be good. Figuring things out, better interactions with people. And I feel like you're actually, you know, I feel like you're actually building something. Yeah. 8 of, this is about work. I think you've been really dedicated to something. I think it's hooked to your solar plexus for some reason. Like, I feel like you can feel it there. Could be a divine connection to spirit as well. I see your dreams coming true. I see you peeling back the veil. I see you getting really close with spirit. I feel like you have a gift coming. I see a lot of succession cards, like it's 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I also, there's 2 8s on here, so I don't know if that means anything to you, but 8s are about change and action to change something, you know, in the tarot. So what I see you doing is peeking back in the veil. I think you're really activating your 3rd eye right now. I think you have dreams that you want. There's a chance here that you've been upset about something, though, and I feel like it's possible that you might miss an opportunity with something. Like, you're being shown something and I don't think you're looking at it. So you might want to pay attention to that. But Capricorn, I feel like everything's going to work out great for you with the Neptune. I kind of like the energy of Neptune. I don't think anybody's got anything shitty coming from Neptune. That's how come I didn't want to spend all day on the cards, you know, because 5430 Aquarius. Okay, so it's been in your finances house, Aquarius. It says perhaps money flowed through your fingers like water, or your expenses that you had expenses that you weren't expecting for the last few months while the while that was in retrograde, you know, Neptune. It might seem like you just spent a lot of money, but it says on the 3rd, Neptune moves forward and puts you in better control of your hard-earned money. Think about building a nest egg. That's what the thing said. And it also talked about like letting some luxury go so that you could do that. Like, so you don't have to be like digging from robbing Peter to pay Paul, like kind of thing, you know? So I was thinking like, what would that be? Like for a smoker, it could be cigarettes, you know? Like if I didn't smoke cigarettes, think about how much money a person spends on cigarettes, depending on how much you smoke, but it's a big deal. Coffee at the drive-through coffee places. Maybe, I mean, that's like at least $5 a day, right? So if you do that every single day, maybe you just don't a couple times, make it at home, you know, $10 a week. That's like an extra $40 you could throw into a jar for a rainy day or whatever. That's what that said in the, I just wanted to repeat it because that's what it said. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So what's in your money part? So I think your money is looking way better. So we're going to get just some advice. Oops. Advice for Aquarius. Oh yeah. So yeah, there's been some challenging times. I feel like, you know, opportunity beckons here. So could be focusing on something bad that happened and missing something good that's right in front of you. Your focus is not on the new information that's coming in. Basically what that's about. I feel like there's been some hard times and I feel like you're just going to call it a draw. This could be about family, sacral chakra. It could be about a lover as well. Your solar plexus is also involved. You've got 2 chakras kind of out of balance here. So you might want to look into like how to balance those things for yourself. Orange and yellow are the colors. So I just feel like, you know, you can just at least like wear the color. And it does help your chakra system. So what I see is the nest egg. Yeah. I see you getting a really well-deserved reward here. I mean, I feel like spirit is like really understanding where you've been, what you've been through. And I feel like because of your courage, your developing relationship with your whole inner self, you know, and with all that is, I feel like you are being taken care of and protected and guided. And I also see this teacher card here again. I feel like all these things that have happened. I also see 555 here on my on this spread for you guys, so that means really fast change. I think the hardship is going away. I think everything's balancing out. And you know, all of it, it's teaching you something about yourself, you know, it really is. Maybe about, I mean, since it's in your money house, I mean, could it be teaching you that the importance of money, like how important is it to you? I'm not going to answer it, you have to. It could be about money though, like, you know, like maybe you hold money up here, and while you're going through this, whatever's happening in your finance house, you're understanding that actually it's more about the spiritual aspect that actually brings you the money. And I think once you put that together, everything kind of changes. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. All right, so Pisces. This is our last one. And Pisces, this retrograde was in your first house. And that's your house of identity since June. And it's really pushed you to develop other parts of your personality, tapping into your inner strength that you didn't even know you had. I feel like out of all the readings, this one kind of was my favorite. It's in your first house. And you're tapping into your inner strength and you didn't even know you had it. So on the 3rd, when Neptune goes forward, this encourages you to spotlight all these new things that you've learned about yourself. You know, be confident in your gifts and your perspectives. Sharing them with the world will stir and inspire others. I love that. All right, let's get some advice from this love tarot, lover's tarot. What is it? Tarot of the Heart. Tarot of the Heart by John Holland. One of the few decks of cards that made it through the flood. Okay. Pisces. Message for Pisces, please. I feel like, yeah, you've been in it kind of like feeling like you didn't know what to do with yourself. It is because you kind of have yourself locked up. You want to know what this looks like now that I'm kind of looking over here and I'm looking at the cards? I feel like you kind of came from this place where you didn't know what to do and you didn't really have a lot of hope. You didn't know where you're going. You feel like your heart's all locked up in a cage. Devil card. Fear. You know, fear. Not letting love in, not letting love out. But during this retrograde, for some reason, the retrograde made you go inside, into yourself, to look at yourself a little different. You want to know what's happening? This is going away. This is going away, and you're manifesting. You're getting out of that energy. You're, you know, I mean, look at this guy. This is the devil card, but like, look at him. He's like holding his heart. He's like got it all caged off. He's like, no, you're not getting in there. But I feel like you figured that out during the retrograde. It pushed you. It says this retrograde pushed you to develop parts of your personality and strength that you didn't even know you had. You are now a master manifester with the #1 card. And the two major arcanas here are manifest and master. So you are finding this deep strength. It's the strength to overcome any and all fears. I love that for you, Pisces. And I love it when the tarot matches the astrology. All right, so that's all I have for you today, you guys. I'm sorry if it was kind of short, but maybe it'll be better anyway. Enjoy the Neptune energy. It looks good for everybody. Love you guys. Talk to you later.